So, I want to talk about chicken. I like chicken wings. And I like fried chicken wings. And I know I have people in the audience who don't know fried food. I like fried chicken wings. Okay? So, one of our members told me about a store that I could get small wings from. And my attitude is, small wings are sweeter than a big old wing. You know what I'm saying? That's an old bird versus a young, sweet, tender bird. So I want these small wings. So a couple of days ago, I said, well, let me venture out to this store to get these wings. And I went down the street, and sure enough, saw the sign, went into the store, and I'm going to have to tell you real honestly, as I walked in the store, my nose went up. You know, I'm one of those people, you can read my face. It was not pristine in any way, shape, or form. However, I wanted these wings. So I went to the back, and sure enough, there were little wings, just like I've been looking for. And I got myself a package, and I came up to the front to pay for it, and they were $3 and some change. And I handed the lady my credit card, and she said, nothing less than $5 in a credit card. And I said to myself, I don't want anything else in this store. So let me look for some dollars. And so I went into my wallet, and I had $3, but I didn't have the change. So I told them, hold the bag, I'll be right back. I'm going to go look in my car, get some change. Well, on my way out, this man started calling at me. Miss. And I turned around, he said, my wife paid for your chicken wings. I looked at him, and I said, oh, no. He said, yeah, she paid for your chicken wings. So I came back, thanked him, took the bag. As I walked away, the wife came out. And I was determined I was going to give them this money back. And I could hear myself talking to y'all about accept the gift. So I'm on my way back. I opened up the car, and I said to her, I can give you the money. She said, no. I said, well, thank you so much. Because then I could hear myself talking to y'all about accept the gift. But what was interesting, as I accepted the gift, and as I ran through the feelings about accepting this gift, I said, wow, that is really pretty awesome. Because this person has never seen me in this lifetime that I know. Now, I have gotten gifts from people that I know, and accepting those gifts was difficult. I remember being a teacher in a drug program, and I remember that my kids used to come in every now and then, and they want to give me something. And my head would go, you can't afford to give me anything. You're going through da-da-da-da-da-da. And at some point, my mind said, stop that. Just stop that. Because God is blessing them as they bless you. So that was really where I learned how to accept the gift from my students. And as I talk about it, I've shared this with it because it stays in my head. We're going back many years. When I first started teaching, I had little second graders, and we would have snack. And they knew that I loved Fritos. Every day I had my little Fritos. Well, one day, Fritos started moving from the back to the next kid in front, to the next kid in front, and finally landed on my desk. And I saw this little head peep out to see what I was going to do. This little boy had bought the teacher Fritos. And he was just as pleased as he could be that I took these Fritos and ate them. And so when I think about those kinds of experiences, they were people that I knew. I tell a story about the man that put me through college. He knew me, but I didn't know him. And he knew my mother, and he was a blessing, and said, I want to bless this child. And he absolutely was a blessing, no strings attached. And I've had those moments in my life where people will say, here, because I love you. Here, you're a blessing to me, I want to be a blessing to you. They're people that I knew. But this experience was a stranger. And it threw me for a minute. And I thought about it, and I said, wow, a blessing from a stranger. And I said to myself, do I do that? And guess what I do? I went back in my memory bank, and yes, I've given money to people that I didn't know, and have been moved by spirit to give to people. I've had people in the street begging for food, and I'll go and we sit down and eat together, because I'm going to make sure you use this for food. So we're going to go have a meal together. But what I got out of this is random acts of kindness. Just allowing God to speak to us to be a blessing to somebody else. And I wanted to talk about that today. I wanted to talk about how we sing every other Sunday or so, I want the blessing right now. And those of us that are in this teaching and know how to speak our word, we get the blessing right now. We know how to do that. If y'all don't know how to do that, some of you sitting in here, come more often. And you'll learn how to do that. Because we understand our word is what we say is. So we know how to get the blessing. But I want to talk about today being the blessing. I want to talk about how Moses told people to take the shoes off. You're on holy ground. And I want you to clearly understand wherever you walk is holy ground based upon who you are as you do that walk. And I want to talk about being the blessing. Are you a blessing to others? And you see, that blessing is not always monetary. That blessing can be free. A simple smile, a simple compliment, a simple acknowledgement that you're on the planet and you're alive and well. You know how many people don't want to look at you? Do you know how many people divert their eyes because they don't feel worthy of anything? And they just move through day by day. Day by day, just etching it out. I'm hanging in there. You get that picture? How are you? I'm hanging in there. I always picture somebody at the edge of a cliff and their fingers just digging in just to hang in there. You don't want to just hang in there. You want to be enjoying life. Enjoying life, but you also want to bring joy to others in life. And part of that requires interaction with people. We have gotten to a point where we don't even pick up the phone and talk to each other. Now, this is not a talk about how terrible technology is, because we all know the Rev is into the tech these days, and I'm appreciative of it, that I can text somebody and send a message to somebody and keep it moving and not disturb whatever it is that they're doing. But the reality is, there's nothing like one-on-one. My eyes looking into your eyes. My soul speaking into your soul. There's nothing like that. And so that does not require money. That requires your time. That requires your conscious effort to interact with others, to listen to what they have to say, to feel whatever's going on in their life, to add on a little bit of wisdom for you from your own. See, that doesn't cost anything. To listen and share what you've learned in life. It doesn't cost anything if you're a parent, you're getting ready to go somewhere. Maybe you're just taking your child out and you're going to do some window shopping. And to say to the neighbor, let so-and-so come with us. Because you know that neighbor doesn't get out often. Something's going on. They're not able to take their child. Remembering that kid. I was one of those kids. My mother was either working or she was sick. And so we didn't have a whole lot of time hanging out together. But had it not been for the neighbors, I would not have been exposed to all the wonderful things I had in my life as a child.